This is Continuum Drag, a podcast where we watch sci-fi, fantasy, and everything in between.
This week, Deadly Games, episodes 1 and 2.
You want to know why I came? Fine, I'll tell you why I came. After you left me and ruined my life, I took up playing video games.
You're here to borrow quarters?
I began to program one. And, well, wouldn't you know it, these two bad guys came out of the video game and they're here now, in real life.
Real life?
I'm still working on exactly how, but the large, stupid one with the grimy football suit is unfortunately programmed to kidnap you.
Welcome to Continuum Drag, the podcast with a fundamental misunderstanding of how video games work. I'm Luke. Here's my co-host, Jordan. What's real, Jordan?
I think that's one of your funnier ones ever. I really enjoyed that.
Well, Jordan, we're back. New series this week, and another fine mess you've gotten us into.
You know what? We have this conversation at home. I start watching these, and poor Jamie's sitting there beside me because she's long suffering here watching these. And we started the show, and she just looks at me, and I know what it is. And I was like, I know, I've done it to Luke again.
Well, this week it's a 1995 UPN series called Deadly Games. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of this before where you watched it?
No.
Me neither.
Not even like an inkling of this thing existing.
No, not at all. I was like, whoa, this is really something. Because it ran from September 5th, 1995 to January 9th, 1996. I have some conflicting reports about whether the final episode ever aired or whether it aired significantly later. IMDb says one thing, Wikipedia says another thing. I said something else that says something else, that it only came out in a DVD release in 2018. So unclear whether I've basically done the series up to January 9th. It might have run one more week longer, but the facts around this show are nebulous at best.
So what you're saying is there's not a huge, strong fan base who are still filling in all the details of behind the scenes.
No, definitely not. I'm shocked a DVD release happened in 2018. I kind of looked into it very briefly, and it's a Canadian company that looks like they just absorbed 500 series in they just bought a library of stuff, and this happened to be one of them. So they're like, fuck it, put it on DVD. But Jordan, as you know, when we start a new series, I usually like to either look into the back history of the world at the time, or things we've watched around that time. I just kind of set the scene for us. Mm-hmm. In this particular case, Jordan, I'm just going to ask you about one series, Jordan. It ran from September 15th, 1995 to February 23rd, 1996, which is almost an exact overlap here because this series is September 5th to January 9th. So nearly an exact overlap with this series. Can you picture what series we might have watched that ran at the exact same time and ended and canceled basically at the same time?
I mean, I have a guess, but I feel like it's always my guess every week. I'm scared to say it.
No, I mean, say it.
Is it Tech War?
It is not Tech War, Jordan. The series we watched that ran at the exact same time as this show, almost to the days, was Strange Luck.
Oh, no. Is that right? No.
Strange Luck, the last one you picked, literally started 10 days later, ran the exact same period of time, and then ended a month after this. We're basically just watching what was on right after Strange Luck.
I just all the failed things that happened that month.
And you're just like, I gotta watch them all.
I'm so sorry. And I'll just say, this show is so bad.
It is maybe the worst thing we've ever watched.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I knew how angry you'd be, and I didn't want to message you at all because I was like, Luke's gonna be so angry at me. I can't message him while I'm watching this because I didn't want your fury because I knew how much you'd hate this.
Oh man, well let's get into it because it is something else.
It's so bad. I am really genuinely sorry.
Here's the new summary for episode 1, Kill Shot. A video game programmer and inventor finds a way to transfer objects from his over-the-top action VR game into the real world. Unfortunately, the game's villain also arrived and tried to kidnap his ex-wife and nuke the world. That synopsis isn't even right.
What? I was like, what? That's what happened?
I wouldn't say he attempted to do this on purpose.
Yeah, it's basically, I mean, the basic concept is video game comes to life, but is it, you know?
Well, let's dig in. It opens on a really cheap, campy action movie sequence. It's cheap and campy on purpose. I mean, partly because the budget's so low, but also
Yes.
it's trying to be campy and 80s sort of action thing. I mean, the one thing, the sequence is mercifully anchored by Christopher Lloyd playing the villain Sebastian Jackal. The only saving grace to this is Christopher Lloyd somehow got talked into this.
And he's dressed like Ricardo Montalban from what do you call it, from
Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island, for some reason. Like, he's always in a white suit.
He's a real old James Bond villain, basically.
Yeah, and he's a real, like, mustache twirling villain, like, purposely. But can I mention one thing real quick? Did you see who directed this episode?
No, I didn't.
Mr. Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, that explains a lot, because he's also an executive producer that comes off, like, right as the episode ended, it says executive produced by Leonard Nimoy, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's the director of this episode. So if you really hate it, well, you know, it's old Spock's fault.
Well, that explains some of this, why he was involved in it anyway, directing gig. Jackal has kidnapped a very ditzy woman who's spinning her hair, and they're holding her in this, like, very rural kind of random building. It's just kind of like what they could get on the day. It looks like they're on a farm.
Yeah, it sort of looks like a hastily made, like, military kind of building. Like, it's very plain and sort of, like, squat and square, but then for some reason it has, like, almost a Western, like, jail cell in the back part of it.
I wrote the building's very indistinct. It's hard to tell what is going on here. Jackal has a henchman, a football-themed guy named Killshot,
who has it written on his face.
Yeah, tell us about Killshot. Explain what Killshot's like.
Killshot's like a big football player who's quite unintelligent, and he limps a lot, and we're going to learn that it's on purpose. He's like, he has broken his leg, so he's always limping, and he's sort of just like a very powerful kind of person, but he's really dumb and slow, and he throws
does he have a bandolier of tiny footballs?
Yeah, that he throws and they explode like grenades.
That's the henchman Killshot, who's the title character.
Yeah. And
they also have a helicopter outside with a nuclear bomb strapped to it that they're intending to drop on a football game.
Mm-hmm. As you know, evil villains do.
Yeah, so set up to this, like, cheesy action movie, and in drives the hero in a Jeep. It's the Cold Steel Kid.
Yeah. What did you think of that? I was like, that's the name?
I was also like, what a weird name.
Yeah.
He's there to rescue the girl. He, like, breaks down the wall, gets her out. He threatens Killshot with a hose that he squirts water at him with, which we'll later come to learn is his inexplicable, like, weakness, which we'll learn why later. But, like, the weakness for Killshot is if he gets hit with water, he dies? ?
I don't know if it's so much he dies, but he gets whatever the video game equivalent is. He's defeated. He's he can't do anything anymore.
Right. They attempt to escape after scaring Killshot with water and are driving away from the base, the farm, whatever it is. And Killshot winds up and throws one of his explosive homing footballs that, like, bad CG flies through the air and chases them down and explodes them. And then we get a game over screen letting us know that this is just a video game. This is not the beginning of the show. It's just a sequence in a video game.
Yeah, it's like, hey, did you guys think this was so cool and action-packed and fun? And that's not the show, though. Don't worry, it's not the show. Because we got these two losers playing the game.
And yeah, we pull back to reveal the actual protagonist, Gus Lloyd, who is he is just the character we just saw, the Cold Steel Kid, like, same actor who played him. They're sitting in a chair, this absurd office chair with two double joysticks taped to it. It's like the most insane gamer chair. Like, I'm just like, what is this? I don't understand. He is a university researcher working on a particle accelerator with his partner, Peter Rucker. But what we learn is, while he's working on his particle accelerator, he also got a divorce recently, which made him get into video games so much that he created his own video game in which he is unable to beat a single level of it, which is what one of the levels we just saw, where he fights Jackal to save a woman. And the VHS, or the game itself, is inexplicably also run off of VHS tapes, which are like photorealistic games, but they are played on VHS tapes, which he plays from a chair with 2 joysticks. And not only that is like the game, his buddy is just like, why did you program a kiss the girl button in the game? Like, so one button on the joystick is just used to kiss a girl. And after watching all this, I'm just like, so the people who wrote this don't have they've never seen a video game. So it was just explained to them what a video game might be. And they've written this because it is not like the distance between how a video game works and this show is so astronomically large. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think, and this is not to excuse any, what we're seeing here or to defend it anyway, but it feels like they just it's like that was a bother for them. They're just like, yeah, it's just a video game. Don't worry, like we get it. Like it's just we need it to look this way. It's a video game. Anyways, people will get it because you'll have a joystick there. Done. Like that's what it felt like. It felt more like they didn't care.
It feels like what your dad thought a video game was in 1988.
Yeah. There's a little bit of that.
It's just like, you put the VHS tape in and the kids just look at it and they're just saving some girl from some monster. I don't know.
There's a kiss button.
It's like, I didn't want to kiss the girl or something? Well, I don't know. Anyway, that's the setup. On the particle accelerator front, they can't get it to work. The university is cutting their funding. They're losing patience with them. They can't get this particle accelerator to work.
It's like this weird thing. Like, it's like they're nerds, but they're cool. And I'm like, but it just, it's hard to tell what the vibe is they're going for, but it might just be that we're so far removed from this time period that I just don't know what, like, I'm like, are these guys supposed to be cool or not cool? I can't even tell anymore.
I don't know. I don't know if they know either. I think, like, they're, like, scientists, so they're nerdy, but, like, they play video games, so they're cool?
Yeah. And they're, like, they love pizza and, like, beer.
Yeah.
They're just guys.
Cool.
They're just cool guys, you know?
They're just cool guys. Can't get this particle accelerator to work. The university is losing patience, but thankfully Gus has a very random, unearned epiphany moment when he says the word density out loud. And he's just like, wait a minute, density is the problem I've had all along. And he fires up all his wacky equipment. He's got the wackiest equipment you've ever seen in a lab before.
Yeah.
And now he creates too much, quote, pure energy. There's so much pure energy, Jordan, it starts to, quote, read the game. And what happens when the, quote, pure energy, quote, reads the game? Why, it causes the villains Jackal and Killshot to walk out of the TV fully formed into reality.
You know what's funny? Just you saying that now, I've completely forgot about, what was the one where the guy made his perfect superhero through the computer game?
Oh, it was Automan.
Automan. There's a little bit of Automan here. Sadly, Automan's has been better thought out than this.
Yeah, Automan is way better thought out than this.
And because there's a similar sort of thing, you know, like a digital character is brought into the real world, but they spend so little time in that idea that they're just like, I'm like, wait, because we'll start seeing Christopher Lloyd's character. What's his name? Ratcatcher? What's his name?
His name is Sebastian Jackal.
Yeah, Jackal. Anyways, old Jackal, he just like appears to sort of like be like, you'll never catch me. Mahaha. I'm like, he can just appear where he wants at will. Like, it seems like.
We'll get into that too. We'll get into that.
Like, what does that have to do with like him appearing as a video game? Or like, even if you think about that old Star Trek Next Generation episode with Moriarty, you know, great episode where it's like about his own consciousness and what it means, and can he be a real person, and can he exist outside of his programming? That's not what this show is. This show is like, wouldn't it be crazy if a video game came to life? What does that mean? We don't know. How does it work? We don't know. Will it be fun?
What's
Probably
a video
not.
game? We don't know.
Yeah. Do you want to spend time with these people? Probably not.
It is. I mean, one of the core issues to this is in Automan, there's like a computer-ishness to him. Like, the world he comes from is very computery, and when he comes out, he's very computery. They use computer graphics to animate him a little bit. Like, there's an idea that he came from another world. In the video game, it's all photorealistic, basically looks like motion video. Like, if you were to play this game at this time, it would have been like, there are motion video games where, like, what you'd see is, like, an actual video recording, you'd shoot the screen, and then, like, another video. So it doesn't feel like a real video game. It's not, there's no, like, video game elements to it. So when they step out into the real world, it's just the character you saw before, like, it's not like he's like, I'm alive now, I'm not a pixelated monster. He's just like, hey, it's me, I'm from back there, and also my motivations are all the same. Like, just because I've entered the real world, it hasn't expanded my worldview in any way, shape, or form. I just exist in the same, like, one-dimensional character I was in the game, but here now.
I mean, there's something to be said about if they were trying to be, like, tongue-in-cheek about, like, hey, we know how badly designed and written this game is, so thus this character should be that way. But I don't think that's what they're going for. I think it is what you're saying. It's just like, yeah, he's just like in this world now, and he's exactly the same. He just like,
yeah, because
he's a villain.
That's the show. That's the show. Like, okay,
yeah.
So,
but I'll say, someone pitched this, and then someone else said, yeah, we'll make it.
I can't believe it.
And then they said, we'll find money for this thing, and we'll like cast people, and we'll like. We'll bring in a construction team, and they'll come up with costumes for this thing.
It's a cheap show, but it's not that cheap. It's like a lot of money still went into it. Way more than it should have.
Way more than you would think.
Anyway, for Gus and his friend, unfortunately, they explained that because the last game they played on the VHS tape was a game over, that means that the hero, this Cold Steel Kid, also didn't walk out of the video game when they shot their pure energy through the room that read the game. So now only the Jackal is out, so it's now going to be up to Gus to fight him. Because in the game, he's the hero, so that means it's up to Gus now in the real world.
Because they still have the same relationship, and because Gus was that character, they're still arch nemesis.
And for that reason, they say they won't call the cops.
But what would you even call the cops about? Hey, my video game became real?
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know, but I'm like, they bring it up. They're like, and that's why we can't call the cops. I'm like, why are you preempting like something that you know is going to be brought up later?
Do you think that was a note from someone like, hey, guy, why didn't they call the cops? Like, we'll just put it in the script. Just put it in the script.
It was like, they don't because it's up to them. And they're like, they have a plan initially. They're like, we're just going to reverse the pure energy and suck him back into the video game. They abandoned that concept almost immediately. Like, they bring it up like that's going to be like the thematically how this show works is like they've got to suck them back into the video game. Like 4 scenes later, they've given up on it. They're just like, oh, never mind. We're not doing that anymore.
Well, so you can't suck him back into the game unless every episode he pops back out, right?
I guess, but we'll get into it. We'll come back to this later. I want to dig into it more, obviously. But for Gus, though, because the Jackal just sticks to the exact program he had in the game, it makes it really easy because he just knows exactly what the Jackal is going to do at every step of the way. He's just like, first, Jackal needs to kidnap the woman because that's what happens in the level with Killshot. Second, he needs to get a nuclear bomb. Third, he needs to get a helicopter. And then fourth, he needs to nuke a football game. So I know exactly what's going to happen in what order. So the first thing I need to do is go save the ditzy girl from my video game, who I based on my ex-wife. I made my ex-wife a ditzy woman in this game that I have to save all the time and kiss. So he has to go and save his ex-wife first.
The ex-wife will become a character in this show and one of the major characters. And there's sort of they want to have this past relationship that's, going to color their relationship. Is it weirder, or do you think it works more or less to have chosen this? So they have a pre-existing relationship. It's an ex-wife. You could have them banter and fight, but they still kind of love each other. Or would it have been better and or worse if it was a woman that he had been pining for it? It's someone at the office he always looks at, and he's like, oh, I wish I was with her, and so thus I'm going to make her into a video game where in the video game I can get her because I'm a socially awkward person and I'm scared to talk to her. I sort of leaned to that. I was like, oh, that might be a more interesting thing, maybe a little cliche, but there's something about the ex-wife thing. I don't, it just didn't work for me. Do you disagree?
I don't disagree. The stumbling block that is unable to get past, it's too difficult to get past, is the idea that this creep making a girl he knows into a video game so he can just kiss her over and over again it already is a no matter what he does, he's a absolute monster. Like, you're like, you can't trust this man. You can't trust him. But you're right. To make it an ex-wife and not like the girl in high school he always had a crush on, or like the girl at work he has a crush on. To make it his ex-wife already tells us they tried to have a relationship that didn't work. They weren't matched for each other. They were completely unsuitable. Mm-hmm. So the idea that somehow him being a creep and making this video game and forcing his ex-wife now to have to re-interact with him because he's put her in danger, that's not a meet cute now. It's just like the man you tried to have a relationship with and couldn't make it work has now put you in constant danger. You'll fall in love with him again, right?
It's a weird choice, and I kind of get it. You're right. It hasn't done what they think it's done to the main character. It's done the opposite.
It adds an extra hurdle that makes it seem even more unlikely.
Yeah. Well, because to the point you had, there's no real win from it because, yes, there's something rather creepy and a little bit pathetic about doing it, but I think you could almost play into that if it's like that lovelorn thing. It's like you're pining for someone, and then you're doing it in the worst way possible that's not actually helping you. There's something to be said about that as a starting point where the character is going to grow from. But like the ex-wife, it's like, okay, that's hilarious that they're really trying for this, and it's more even in the next episode. This real like what's it called? Moonlighting? What was the one with Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd?
I think
It's like they're trying to go for that, like this sort of like they're combative but they're cute. They like each other but they don't, and it's like it's not working, guys. And part of it is he ain't Bruce Willis. Sorry, she's not Sybil Shepherd. They're just nothing against these particular actors, but to be able to pull that off, you have to be really charming, and the charisma.
Well, this
between
writing's
you two
not going to do them any favor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yes, we cut to the ex-wife's house now, Lauren. She's having dinner with her new fiance and his mother. Gus literally busts in the room with an automatic rifle.
Yeah.
Nobody flinches. If your ex-husband breaks into your home with an automatic rifle, my assumption is you're dead. This psychopath has come to kill you.
This is just his normal routine, I think. That's why they don't flinch.
Nobody flinches. No one's like, oh shit. They're just like, oh, look, it's your wacky ex-husband. I'm like, we come to learn like it's a water gun, like it's not a real gun, but it looks like I, as the audience member, don't know. I'm just watching an ex-husband break into his wife's home with a large automatic rifle. I'm just like, this man is a psychopath.
Yeah.
But because it's a light comedy, everyone's just like, ha ha ha, isn't that cute? I'm like, it's not. He's there to protect her in case Killshot comes. The fiance and the wife and his mother are like, well, we better go. Let you spend some time with your ex-husband while he's here. I'm like, why would they do that?
I know. It's very weird.
Just to get them out of the room. Killshot arrives. He busts in two. But because he's scared of water, like they threaten him, and he like jumps out her very high-story apartment. Like she's in a very like large apartment building. He jumps out a window, plummets several stories through the cement like a cartoon character, and then just climbs out, where he gets into a car with the Jackal, and the Jackal somehow has already managed to get a luxury vintage vehicle with a vanity license plate in this world in the like 45 minutes he's been out of the world.
You said like a cartoon character. This could just as easily have been that. It could have been that he's created like a cartoon or something, and the cartoon characters have come to life. And thus, when we see them do things, everything's very cartoony. You know, it's like it would make almost as much sense. It would make more sense. But then
my question was, why is he invulnerable like he is in the video game in the real world? Wouldn't they come into the real world and then have to play by our laws of physics? But they don't. They're still like superheroes with ultimate power. The only thing that can stop him is water still. You can do anything you want to them. They can't die.
They're setting themselves up in a very weird way, because as an audience, you're just like, kind of confused, because you're right. Like I saw the same, like, oh, he's dead. It's like, no, you can't can only kill him with water. I'm like, but can you? But they're not in the video game anymore.
Exactly. Like, what are the rules? And apparently the rules are whatever we need them to be.
There's a part in the next episode where someone has to like break into a place and stuff, and then Christopher Lloyd's like waiting for them. I'm like, why didn't you just appear in there? Because you can appear anywhere you want. He literally, throughout the entire episode, and I feel like Christopher Lloyd just filled all his stuff in one day. It's like he just appears like to go, ha ha ha, we'll be doing more evil things later. I'm now a waiter. I am now in the police department. I am now your local garbage man. It's like, well, why? How could he just appear everywhere? How does he have these abilities?
He has teleportation abilities. Like, that is something they established in this episode. It's like, he can just appear wherever he wants, whenever he wants. I'm like, how? How would that? Why? What?
Because he's a video game, Luke.
He's a video game character. I'm like,
he's
okay,
a VHS video game character.
Good Lord. When he's with his ex-wife, though, he does reveal. We get some reveal about Killshot. Like, we kind of get into some details on it because obviously his ex-wife is in the video game. As a girl, he constantly has to rescue. Killshot, it turns out, is based on a football player he went to high school with, who Gus didn't like. Gus didn't like him. He thought he was his bully, and Gus didn't like it because he was on the swim team and was a great swimmer, but no one showed him respect like they showed the football players. Hence, why his weakness is water. It's because Gus was a swimmer, so in the video game he programmed it so the only thing that would kill the football player he hated was water.
And he also gave him a broken leg because he wanted him to have lost his career early on because no one wants to, draft a football player who's had a broken leg, so he has a horrible injury.
This entire reveal too is like done like it's like, isn't this kind of funny and cute? Like this is how he kind of got his revenge. It's like it actually comes off as more psychotic than it does. Like, I'm like, you seem like to be harboring a grudge. You're a guy who works at a university now making particle accelerators, but you still hold such a grudge toward this football player who it's not even clear if the football player really knew him or noticed him at all. Just like that Gus did not get as much attention in high school as a football player he knew. He has now crippled the football player in the video game and like given him a weakness of water because he felt swimming was more important. Like, it just leads Gus to seem like he's a school shooter.
Yeah. Yeah. They're doing a lot of work to make this like really fun, but when you watch it, and I don't know if it's just like us watching it from, now in 2026, it's really hard to like him.
Red flag, red flags. They're just popping up everywhere around Gus in a way you're like, this guy, you cannot trust this man.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, the next morning, it cuts to the next morning. Gus apparently sleeps over at his ex-wife's house to protect her. Yeah. I'm like, why are we getting a full night's sleep on this show? Let's just move forward. A fax comes in on the fax machine because it's that time. It was fax time. But before he can read it, this is what you're talking about. The jackal inexplicably teleports into the room, explains out of nowhere. He's like, hey, Gus, I'm here. By the way, I have dozens upon dozens of henchmen who also walked out of that video game. Though you only saw me and Killshot do it, I also have hundreds of other villains that are now also out of the game. I was like, how? What are you talking about? He's like, anyway, just so you know how the show's going to work, every week we'll fight a new one. See you later. Teleports away.
And that's it. Done. Clean.
What? Clean. Cleanest thing I've ever seen.
No, we know every episode. Because when you're watching this and you're thinking, I'm having so much fun with Killshot, you're like, don't even worry about it. Killshot will be gone, but there'll be more fun characters. We're never going to run out of them. There'll be so many fun characters.
They all walked out of that video game with us. You didn't see it.
Yeah.
But trust us, it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Since this week is Killshot, the fax that just came in is from his buddy, and he's just saying, hey, I send you this fax because I know where he's going to steal a helicopter, which we know is the next part of this level. So him and the ex-wife jump in a car. They drive out to this military base where they see Killshot giving a Marine a wedgie.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
Killshot walks into the military base and he stops the car with a Marine and he's just like, hey, give me the keys to a helicopter. And the Marine's like, you can't be here. So he's like, I'll show you. And he reaches down the back of the Marine's pants, grabs his underwear, gives him a wedgie that pulls his head through the top of the car. And the Marine's like, my butt. Here's the keys.
The only thing I can say is we might have been having a conversation about how much you'd hate this show at this point, and I might have missed that scene.
Yeah, well, I loved when this guy gave someone a wedgie. This endeared me to the show even more. So he gets the keys to the helicopter and then throws a football. He sees Gus. He's like, throw a football at them. They have to drive their car off a pier, and then he flies away. I'm just like, why did we have this scene? He doesn't stop him. Killshot just gets the helicopter. And I just didn't know what the purpose of the scene was. You don't even remember the scene.
I don't even remember. I might have fallen asleep.
Steals the helicopter. Next part of the level apparently is that the craziest part is the next part of the level should be he's got the helicopter. He needs to steal a nuclear device because we know that's part of the mission. That's part of this thing. We don't see that. They never show how he gets a nuclear device. He just already has a nuclear device.
He probably teleported somewhere.
What are the rules, man? What are the rules? But the Jackal has like tormented them, has been teasing them, right? It's like, we stole the helicopter, we have the nuke. And they're like, oh, let's use the clues he gave us to figure out where the helicopter and nuke are. It's part of the game is we'll figure out the clues. And they're like, they set this whole thing. We're going to figure out the clues. They see them driving. Like, I figured it out. I know where he's going to be. They drive out there, and it's just a toy helicopter on the ground. And I'm like, what's happening? And he's just like, oh, no, the Jackal tricked us. This isn't where the helicopter is. But he knew we'd come here, so he left a toy helicopter. And then the Jackal teleports there, and he just, like, taunts them a bit. He's like, you didn't find it. I tricked you. And it's only there so that Lauren, the ex-wife, can then run her mouth off. She's just like, oh, yeah, well, we're going to beat you because his buddy back at work is going to figure out a way to suck you back into the video game using the power of their particle accelerator. And Gus is like, don't say our plan, he'll know. Cut to the particle accelerator. Killshot walks in and smashes everything up. And they're like, don't worry. We've smashed up the particle accelerator. That plot line's never coming back.
Yeah.
We can't suck them back to the video game.
You just can't put them back in the video game. It's done.
I don't understand what any of these scenes mean.
They're doing a lot of groundwork that doesn't matter. But it's like, it feels like someone was like, we've got to have all these things in the scenes. Because if we don't, everyone will be really confused. It's like, you literally have the idea that video game characters have come to life. I think you're either in or not, you know?
Well, and also it's just like, it felt like, because like all this stuff is like, we're going to suck him back to video games. Oh, wait, Lauren said something. Now he smashes it. Now video game sucking's off the table. It also just feels like we didn't have 45 minutes of material. Like, let's write another thing in.
Killshot's going to run around and make some mayhem.
Anyway, Gus and Lauren are like, oh, we didn't find the helicopter. What are we going to do now? I don't know. They're just driving randomly. And they like, as they're driving, they're like, what are we going to do? They look over and they're like, oh, look, it's the helicopter. It's just randomly over there on the side of the road. And it's the same building from the video game at the beginning. So somehow, it doesn't make sense. Like, why would, if they're going to go to the same place, like, wouldn't he know that already? And B, like, why move the plot forward by having them randomly drive by and be like, hey, look. It's like, okay, sure. This is the laziest writing we've ever seen, I think. I can't think of anything lazier than this I've ever seen.
There's times where it feels like it's almost like a knowing parody. And then you realize, no, it's not. It's not. It's done straight.
It's like they don't know they've made something this bad, or they do, or they don't care. Like, I actually do feel like it's just like nobody cared. Anyway, they see the helicopter, like, oh, let's go. There it is. Now we can actually stop them. But just like in the game, Lauren wanders in and gets captured and gets put in the prison cell. So we're just like it was back at the beginning, where it's all up to Gus. But instead of what happened in the original video game, this time Killshot actually puts Lauren on the helicopter and leaves with the nuke to go blow up the football game or whatever the plan is. Mm-hmm. So Gus is forced to run over and like jump onto the skids of the helicopter and climb onto it as it's flying away. And the only way to kill Killshot, obviously, is to get him into water. So they have to get him to recklessly jump out of a helicopter into a lake. And in order to do that, Gus basically brings up old high school trauma to taunt Killshot. But I was just like, but Killshot's not your old high school bully. He's a video game character you've programmed. Like, unless you've programmed all the exact same experiences. Like, I just didn't understand. Like, I'm like, this is what you would do if, like, he was confronting his old bully. But what he's doing is he's confronting a video game character vaguely based on him. Like, why would any of this old high school trauma mean anything to the Killshot character?
But Luke, he's based on that old guy from high school.
Yeah, I guess it's so perfectly based on it. It sets Killshot so much to bring up old high school shit that Killshot jumps out of the helicopter, lands in the lake, and explodes.
Yeah.
And then we cut back, and it's Lauren and Gus now on an unpiloted helicopter. And I'm like, okay, how are they going to get out of this? And then Gus just sits down in the pilot seat and turns to Lauren and says, I learned to fly a helicopter the other day. And she's like, oh, good. And I'm like, oh, God, you guys wouldn't want any stakes at all, would you? You don't want any tension, any stakes. Like, I couldn't believe it, man. Like the one part where they could have had tension, he like literally just a line like, "I learned to fly helicopter, no problems." I'm like, okay, good. I didn't want any tension in my TV show. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that again, it feels like I'm defending it. They just want this to be a good time. Like, hey, isn't everyone having a good time? And they're like,
but
all these
they're failing on
are
that
just really,
front.
they're just really annoying to have to like have reasons for stuff. Like, it's just funny. The guy's a football player. He falls in the water. Now he's wet.
He exploded. He hit the water and exploded. Like, and then like it's like you could see them in the room. There's like, okay, so now they're on an unpiloted helicopter. Now what? And it's just like, oh, I don't know. That's hard. It's hard to think of what would happen.
Yeah.
Oh, he just knows. He just knows how to fly it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like we could like do something interesting where he has to like do something to like figure out how to like land it or call his friend and he's going to give him instructions. It's really tense. No. That sounds boring.
Another thing I'll just mention real quick is when a show is a very high concept like this, whether it has good execution or not, I always find it interesting when, and it's not always a bad decision, I'll say, they don't want to spend any time having any sort of real human reactions to stuff. You know, it's like, we just want to get into this thing. It's fun. Let's just have an adventure. And we don't want to actually have the person react like a real person would react if...
Yeah, we don't have time to interrogate it. We want to get to the fun.
But I always feel like there should be something. Like, this show doesn't even have a moment where they're like, oh no, what does this mean to us as people and the world? What are our reactions or our feelings to this? They're just like, hey, look, there's that guy from my video game. Anyways, he must be bad. Oh no, there's my ex-wife. She was in my video game too. Hey, let's go on an adventure. And it's like, what? You guys don't have any responses as normal humans would be. It's like, it's bizarre to watch.
It is bizarre. I mean, what's important though is because he knows how to fly a helicopter, it gives them time to have a heart-to-heart about
That's right.
how their marriage was bad and maybe they could make it work if they really tried.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, okay.
Doesn't
is that
seem
what this
like
is
it.
about?
It doesn't seem like you could, but okay.
It doesn't also seem like he's grown at all.
No, he hasn't. Like he's like this man is. I can see why you divorced him. Cut to Gus and his buddy Pete are eating pizza on a couch, and he's looking at his watch, lamenting. He's like, "Well, look at that, 3:00. She just said her vows to her new husband. I guess I'm never getting her back." I'm like, "What? You guys are sitting on a couch watching a clock, thinking about this?"
But you know what he could do? Classic. Drive to the church. Run to the
here's
altar.
the thing.
You know.
If you're gonna drive to the church to stop a wedding, do it before you know the wedding vows have happened.
But they're just like guys. They're sitting around eating pizza.
No, they can't be bothered to be there to do anything. Anyway, you're right. He's like, Gus is like, let me borrow your car. I'm going to go stop the wedding, even though it's obviously too late. Drives over. When he gets to the venue, it's empty. No one's there. Only Lauren. Turns out she called off the wedding some time ago, and I guess has been hanging out at the empty venue for hours, waiting for Gus to arrive.
Yeah.
And why is she doing that? He's a creep.
I do actually remember when we were watching this, we were watching it late at night, and I was just thinking, like, it's got to be the meanest thing you could do to someone, right? You show up to the wedding in the dress and everything, and then you're like, not for me. I'm like, you could have made that decision. You could have made it earlier.
Send everyone home. I'm going to wait here till my ex-husband shows up. Yeah. So funny. And then he shows up and he's like, you waited for me? And she's like, well, I didn't say that. I'm not saying we're getting back together. I'm just saying we're going to team up every week. I'm like, okay, what?
Yeah. And one other quick thing. So the characters have terrible names in this, by the way. I can never remember. Gus is our like main guy.
Gus and Lauren.
And Lauren. And then does Peter have one of the worst roles we've ever seen?
Oh,
like, why is he in
non-role.
this? It's a non-role. He's got like a couple scenes and he's like the buddy, but he's not even like, he's not giving anything.
No, he's not doing anything at all. But that's the end of the episode, Jordan. It's like they get back together. Yeah. They're not a couple. They're just teaming up every week. And then like the jackal like teleports and he's like, glad to see you back together. Let's raise a toast to our super adventures coming forward next week.
Yeah.
Great. You guys are really telegraphing what this show is, huh?
My last note I had on this episode was, woof, I wouldn't have picked up that pilot.
I mean, unbelievable that anyone read that script and was like, yeah, this seems to make sense.
Well, episode 2, One Mean Mother.
Here's the IMDb summary for episode 2, One Mean Mother.
See, this Shirley character is some kind of clean freak. You know, a little bit of dirt works like acid on her.
You always
always complained how cold my mother was, so you made her the ice lady, is that it? That's why the snow bullets?
They're called ice bolts, and fine, that's your mother up there. But you admit she deserves to be. She poisoned you against me from the beginning.
She did not poison me.
Never liked
against...
me. She was against our marriage. She cheered our divorce. She was
She's a witch. I mean, that's why you made her a witch, right? Don't get me right if I'm not right.
The level 2 villain is Lauren's mom, who has the power to freeze, and her vulnerability is dirt. That's the most honest pilot synopsis for this show. It's just like, yeah, that's about it.
Shirley Jackson, the woman who's playing Shirley, the mom in this, is obviously the mom from the Partridge Family. I'm sure
I had to look this up. But I saw it. I'm like, this has to be like the Brady Bunch mom or something. The way they're presenting her.
So, but here's the thing I don't quite get. So fine, it's the mom from, most famously from the Partridge Family. Why? Like,
it's a good cameo. It's a good cameo.
That's it. Like, I wasn't
it's what
sure.
The kids want.
Am I missing a joke?
No, it really felt like it's like, who can we get?
Yeah.
She's available. She would love to do a gig. She needs to keep her health insurance topped up with the Actors Union. Great.
This is like what was that show we watched? Speed Train?
Super Train?
Super Train. It's like Super Train. It's like, hey, this week, Jamie Farr.
I mean, whatever. God bless her. She does a fine job for whatever this is, but...
Yeah.
It opens on a slovenly travel agent prepping cruise tickets for Shirley, the evil villain of the week. And then when she gets her cruise tickets, she freezes him to death.
Yeah, she's like Mr. Freeze. She freezes him into a big old icicle.
Cut to Gus watching the news. He sees the death on the news, and he's just like, uh-oh, it's one of the villains from my game. I somehow know that based on a news report of a dead travel agent.
I think it's sort of like, we found a guy, he's a big icicle, and he's like, wait a minute, in my level 2, evil Shirley makes people into icicles, so,
Yeah.
He's sort of like Batman. He's constantly out looking for stuff, and he's trying to solve crime, so he just figured it out.
He's like, I know who this is. It's the villain I programmed in my video game to be my ex-mother-in-law's likeness because I thought she was a cold bitch, so I made her power cold. You suck, man. You suck.
It's really bad. And I know it's played for laughs, and I get it. Like, there's a joke there. It's like, wouldn't it be hilarious? Like, don't we all hate our mother-in-law? It's like, no.
Isn't your mother-in-law cold to you? So, like, she'd be like a Mr. Freeze character. And she's so fastidious. If you throw dirt at her, she'd explode.
They listen to, like, a Rodney Dangerfield joke. They're like, yeah, that's what it's like. Anyway,
he races over to go tell Lauren to be careful. And when he gets there, the real-life mother version of her mother is actually visiting her that weekend by some happenstance. So, how are you going to tell the difference between real Shirley and evil Shirley?
And you know what? I thought at this point, and giving the show maybe more credit than it was due, I thought they were really going to play with that, like, mistaken identity thing. And it's going to be like a constant thing back and forth. It was like this, like, a comedy of errors, and they do it for a scene or two. Like, there's at least one scene where they think it's the wrong person, but surprisingly they don't lean into that almost at all.
It's very little of it, actually. The mother is visiting Lauren because she's brought her new boyfriend with her, who's a big slob, and this is funny because she's a neat freak, and so aren't they a weird couple?
And that's it. That's the extent of the joke.
They try to make that joke run for 45 minutes.
Yeah, and I kept thinking like it would have some sort of button, like there'd be a resolution to it, and it's like, no, that's it.
No. They kind of try to get into the idea that like the mother is apologetic for being so harsh about Gus when they were married. She's like, I was always so against him when you were married, but now I see dating someone who sucks is great.
Yeah, she's like, now I've seen how much of a person he's changed into. I'm like, he seems pretty bad.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't make it. She's like, well, I'm dating a slob now, so I see what you saw in him. I'm like, I don't understand how this is at all related. Because yes, he's a slob, 100%. He's a slob, but he's nice. The guy she's dating is nice in a way that Gus is not.
That's the thing they keep like. The joke almost is sort of like he's not attractive. He's kind of slovenly. Like, he's not at his best physical state in his life. And it's like, can you believe she's with this guy? But then they make scene after scene where it's like, oh, he's just like really kind to her and really thoughtful. and really empathetic. I'm like, oh, that's why she's with him. She's looking past the physical because she's found someone who can give her the companionship she's looking for. And I'm like, oh, that's a nice thing. Like, and that's silly.
And well, the other thing too is just like they're constantly like having like, it's like, well, now I understand why when you were with Gus, why I was too harsh on him the whole time. I'm just like, but it's different. Gus is not kind. He's not a nice guy. We don't like Gus.
Yeah, it's just that you both aren't good at cleaning up.
Anyway, in the game, the Evil Shirley level was about her exploding a cruise ship. So what they do is they have the sidekick Pete, who barely gets any scenes. He's like watching news articles to see where she might get explosives to blow up a cruise ship. And he sees that the local police station recently booked plastic explosives into their evidence locker, which is so confusing.
It's just such a funny thing for such a dumb show. And I'll say in some ways it's supposed to be kind of be a dumb, fun show that you turn your brain off. But they add all this stuff. Like, I'm like, they have to get the explosives and then they have to find out there's a boat and all. I'm like, you guys are just wasting time because you don't even really want to tell the story.
Well, there's just nothing to say, so they're just filling space, right? So Gus and Lauren are like, let's race over to the police station and try to stop the bad guy. Too bad. Evil Shirley's already there. She's frozen her way into the evidence locker. She stole the plastic explosives. And, because Gus is such a sniveling creep, he hasn't explained to Lauren that the bad guy this episode is her stepmom, is his mother-in-law, is her mother, because he's too sniveling to tell her the truth. He's like, I can't tell her that I treated her mother so badly in my video game. She'll be mad at me. So when Lauren sees her mom come out of the police station, she thinks it's her mom, and she's like, oh, hey, Mom. And Evil Shirley throws an icicle at her and freezes her.
Yeah. I mean, as you said that, I was just thinking, what could have been nice, making this a slightly better show, is at the very beginning of the episode, for the first time, the two of them are getting along. They're getting along really well, and he's starting to get hopeful that maybe there'll be something more. Whether they will or won't, it doesn't really matter. But he's getting really hopeful because she's seeing him in a certain way. She's seeing all these positives, and he's really worried that she's going to see, who he really is, and these flaws will remind her that that they had broken up at one point. They don't want to be together. So when he realizes Evil Shirley comes out, he's like, everything's going so well. I can't have this be the thing that's going to turn her. So thus, I'm going to have a series of hilarious things happen to keep them apart, but I can't keep track of them. It's like, maybe there was something there, but it's like, you're right. The only thing is like, I just can't tell her. It's like, why? Because you're awful?
Yes.
That's it.
So she's frozen now. Lauren's been frozen by this ice beam or whatever's hit her.
Yeah.
And thankfully, though, the ice beam has different rules than the other times the evil lady has frozen people. They're like, Don't worry, everyone. She's not dead. Gus has 5 minutes to get her, or the mannequin they've painted blue to look like her, quickly to a tanning bed so that they can unfreeze her, basically. So there's a sequence where he's driving around like, gotta find some way to unfreeze her, and his buddy's in his ear.
That's the funny thing. There's a whole sequence of, what's his face? Jack?
Gus?
What's his? Gus?
Pete?
No, Gus. Pete looking up a place, and we see him being like, hey, I can't think of a place. Can you think of a place? Well, where can we warm them? And then it's him driving around. I'm like, guys, you could literally just cut to tanning bed if that's what you want. Like, if that's the gag, but it's like they add this extra 3 scenes. I was like, it's so bizarre.
And I also want to bring up in this moment, because they get to this tanning place, they get her in a tanning bed, they chase someone out of there who's using it. This show, and I mean, I think it's a 1995 thing, this show has a weird sexualization to it. There's a lot of cutaways to women topless, to women in bikinis that aren't characters on the show, but they're trying. In the first episode, there's a few moments of it too where they're just trying to wedge in a half naked woman anywhere they can.
I noticed the bikini ladies in this episode because it was literally just a feature shot of these two ladies in bikinis, and they're like, hey, and Christopher Lloyd's talked to them, and then it's like they make some sort of pun or something. I don't remember the first episode, but that one stuck out as why is this in there?
Well, the tanning bed too, here's a tanning bed, and they're like, make sure when you open it, there's a topless woman in there to cover her boobs as she runs away. And I'm just like, well, this is not that kind of show, but it just keeps popping up. There's we got to find some more ways to get half naked women in here somewhere, because it doesn't fit naturally into the show at all. So like when it pops up, it's like such a sore thumb.
Yeah, I forgot about the lady in the tanning bed.
I think it's a bit of a 1995 UPN issue. I think that was kind of UPN's thing. Was like, we're kind of sexy. But they were doing shows because they were doing shows like Voyager though, and that was the thing. Like Voyager, later, like how do we make Voyager sexy? This is when they introduced 7 of 9,
right?
But it was like doesn't necessarily fit the show.
Yeah, that's fine.
And actually, you might not have seen it. The first episode I watched was a like live off TV recording of it that was very bad quality, and the interstitials between this like the segments of the show, where they had the women of MTV at a bar getting drunk and having fun, and then like being like, let's get back to the video game show. And I'm just like, what is it? Why do they have the kind of like, they weren't like necessarily like dressed sexily, but they were very much like, the women of MTV are here on UPN to show you our new show. I was like, what is happening?
It's funny because maybe I didn't see that version, but maybe that was what it was, like this like soft sex to sell things, you know?
I think that might have been UPN's thing at the time. But yeah, I wanted to bring it up because this episode particularly had a couple scenes where it's just like, what, so weird, so out of the realm of what this show even is, which is not a good show, but also this is even more weird to stick into it.
It's moonlighting, but with video games.
Oh. Anyway, they've got the explosives, so Jackal and Evil Shirley are like, we got to move on to the next stage of our plan, which is we're going to give the real Shirley and her slob boyfriend a free trip on a cruise ship that we're going to explode.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. This whole part with the cruise ship, there's so many things that don't make sense, and they just happen, and you're like, what? Like it's like a train that's just going, and they're like, we can't stop it. We just can't stop it. This thing has to keep going. It's like, but none of this makes sense. Don't worry about it. She's got ice powers.
I understand for the writers, they want to have a, like, who's the real Shirley on the cruise ship, which they barely use. They do, like, maybe one gag with that.
Yeah.
But what to what end? Why would Jackal and Evil Shirley, A, know about these two people? They don't know them. They're just two video game characters who are just doing their plot level, which is blow up cruise ship. So why would they know about these two people? Why would they want them on the cruise ship? It doesn't make, like, there's no, like, they never explain, like, and we're doing this for this reason. Ha ha ha. They're like, it's never explained.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know why I'm complaining about this. Who cares? Our hero team then goes and watches the VHS tapes of the video games for clues. They're like, let's go watch the old VHS tapes of the video games and see if we can get some clues on what they're going to do. And this is kind of where they get into, like, they're like, oh, here's the big reveals. Like, not only can you throw dirt at her to defeat the mother-in-law, the only way to kill a witch is to drop a house on her. So her real weakness is, you have to drop a house on her because my mother-in-law was such a witch.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I think I must have missed that bit of dialogue because I did not understand. Because there's a whole other sequence when they eventually have to, like, kill her. And I was like, but it was dirt. You guys established it was dirt.
No, they wanted a funny scene where he has to admit to Lauren that he hates her mother and he considers her to be a witch. So in his video game, he has to drop a house on her. I was like, okay, sure. Also revealed at this point when they're watching the video game stuff, Lauren's was like, so my ditzy character, like, what exactly does she do in this level to help? And he's just like, oh, at one point you cross two wires together. And she's like, and? He's like, that's it. That's the only thing I could think of for your character to do. I'm like, there's no, Lauren should hate him. Like,
yeah.
Every new revealed detail is just like, you're such a little dweeb who's so cruel to me and my family.
I think he might be pretty cool, and you'll want to watch his adventures week to week.
Oh, I think you might want to fall back in love with him. Anyway, and then they spend a whole bunch of time trying to guess which cruise ship they're going to blow up by looking at names of cruise ships, trying to find puns that might relate to it.
That was so bad. It was so bad.
I wrote "kill me" in my notes. Kill me. And it's so bad because she's like, oh, this one's obviously a pun that would make perfect sense. He's like, yeah, but I wouldn't think of that because I'm stupid. And if I can't think of it, then the Jackal can't think of it. So we got to look at the dumbest possible one. He's like, see, this one's stupid. So that's the one Jackal's going to be on. And they're like, okay, we'll go to that cruise ship.
Yeah, and they look and they see, oh, they are there. Great. And then they have to try to jump on board.
Yeah, they're late because the cruise ship's leaving. And they're like, you can't come on a cruise ship when it's leaving. They're like, yes, we can. And they just do. I'm like, okay.
And I like there's a scene when they get on the cruise and Lauren first bumps into her mom. And her mom is like, not surprised that she's there at all. because people don't have normal human reactions. But they play this one scene that they haven't seeded at all, and she's like, hey, because Lauren's like, Mom, I need you to get off the boat. Like, you're in danger. And she's like, you just don't want me on the boat because you don't want a stepdad. And I was like, oh, did Lauren ever mention she had a problem with the stepdad? Like, no, never mentioned it. There was no indication that she didn't like the guy at all. But in this scene, the mom was like, this is something that I know you've had an issue with since I'm not with your father. I'm like, guys, this is a little late in the episode to bring this up.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, on the cruise ship, Jackal has killed the event coordinator so that he can now run the events on the cruise ship because he's such a fun guy. This is where we see him dancing with bikini babes. He's like, I'm the new cruise ship director. The entire time they've been on this cruise ship, the whole setup of the cruise ship, while they're still on the cruise ship, the entire setup to this is it's a honeymoon cruise. Why is it filled with bikini babes?
It's just because.
They need it. They just need it.
It's a boat. You got to have bikinis.
Gus and Lauren start searching the place. They can't find the bomb. So Gus is like, I know what I'll do. I'll pack a pellet gun that looks pretty much like a real rifle full of dirt that I'm going to shoot at evil Shirley to defeat her.
Yeah.
There's a sequence where he's wandering around a crowded lounge deck full of people with a gun. Once again, Gus looks like a maniac.
Yeah. And of course, who does
no
he
one
shoot?
reacts. No one reacts.
No one reacts in this show to anything at all. But he can you believe that he shoots the wrong mom?
He shoots dirt all over the real Shirley. And she's like, why'd you do that for? And he's like, darn it.
And she's like, just when I started to like you again. I'm like, why would you start to like him? He's done nothing.
The Jackal, who, for all his flaws, is much better at this than Gus is. He basically calls the ship's crew and just like, hey, there's these two people, Gus and Lauren. They're walking around the ship looking for a bomb. I think they planted it. They arrest those two, Jackal's like, look, I found one of the bombs they planted. And basically they're like, you're arrested now. We think you're the bombers of the ship. You know, it's actually like, not good, but like it makes sense. Like it's a good way for like Jackal to take them out of it, just like by framing them for planting the bomb. Mm-hmm. But it was really funny. They're getting taken off the boat, and they're like, "We're going to take you to the harbor jail for planting a bomb on this cruise ship." And I believe one of the crew says, "Is like, I can't believe you planted a 1 pound explosive." And Gus is like, "But she stole 2 pounds. That means there's another bomb on the ship."
He figured it out. He can't do the anagrams, but he can figure out the math.
He can do the math of 1 to 2. 1 is half of 2.
Yeah.
Earlier in the episode, Gus called his sidekick Pete and was just like, hey, go hang out at the harbor police station because that's in the video game too, and maybe it'll be important later. So Gus is there when he sees them being transported into this like harbor police station to get arrested, and now it's up to Gus to break them out with an elaborate distraction, which is that he runs into the police station and yells, something's happening outside, and all the cops run out of the station, and then he just like, they put him in a room with just a door lock, just like a simple door lock that he opens. It's not like they're not in a prison cell. They're not in a padlock. It's just like he turns the doorknob and lets them out. And they're like, well, we did it. We escaped from prison. I'm just like, but you're still wanted for trying to blow up a cruise ship.
I never thought about that. You're right.
Like, they never come back to that. Like, the end of the episode when they win, they're like, well, we did it. I'm like, no, you didn't do it. You're still wanted for attempting to explode a cruise ship.
Why does Jackal... Why does he leave such a long time on the bomb? The countdown.
Listen,
like it seems like it goes on for ages.
Let's talk about that too, because they get out of the prison. It's almost time for Jackal and Evil Shirley to blow up the ship. They've come back to the shore. The ship's sailing away. They're going to blow up the ship from the shore. We see Shirley holding the detonator in her hand.
Yeah.
She just needs to pull it to explode it. Except on the detonator is also a countdown, so she can't pull the trigger to explode it until this countdown comes, which is not you pick one or the other. You can't do both of those things.
Like it was like almost like they were like she was waiting for the perfect moment that they've timed it for some reason. I'm like, but is that what it is? Because like if it was just you had a detonator, it's like as soon as you're off and you're safe, blow it up.
Well, that's it. But they cut to the detonator and you see a countdown on the detonator. I'm just like, so there's a countdown to prevent you from exploding it until I was just like, it doesn't like that's not how these mechanisms work. Like. Even in a bomber movie, like you choose one or the other depending on the tension you want. You don't just put them both together because you need to fill time on your TV show.
Not in this one. She's got both.
But because she has 30 seconds before she can blow up the ship, Gus is like, that's enough time for me to find a house to drop on her. And he looks around and he's like, oh, look, a motorhome happens to be parked over there. Yeah. I'll go over there. And Lauren comes with me. She's like, oh, look. He's like, there's no keys. She's like, good thing I know how to hot wire a car because my job is to cross 2 wires in this level. So she hot wires the car.
I had a question for this. Did she know how to hot wire because her character in the video game knew how to hot wire?
No.
Or was it based on a personality trait or a skill that she already had?
It was like the helicopter thing. Like when he says, like, there's no keys. She's like, good thing I happen to know how to hot wire a car. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was just like the helicopter. He gets in the car. He gets in the motorhome, which is just like a normal house. It counts the same. He drives it off the side of the dock onto Evil Shirley, killing her and saving the day.
And then the two of them apologize to each other. And Jackal shows up again, and he's like, hey.
See you next week.
See you next week. That's it.
Yeah.
What a bad show.
He truly just shows up and is just like, you got me again, but I'll see you next week. And there's a kind of running thing where people are just like, why don't you just defeat the Jackal? And they're like, we can't. In the video game, you can't. And I'm like, so what is this show?
It's quite bad. It's actually surprising the lack of care that seems to be put into this. And I know what they're going for. They're just going for
care.
Like a fun, it's adventure, it's silly. But like, it's not really, not that it has to be tongue in cheek, but like, it's like they're not aware of what they're doing. It's very peculiar to watch.
It doesn't feel like anyone cared at all. Like they're just like, we need an episode. Just who cares, man? It's this week. It's her mother-in-law. She freezes because she's so cold to him. She's gonna blow up a cruise ship. Just figure it out.
I don't know how many more of these we're gonna be able to watch.
I mean, we gotta watch 4 more of them.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, quickly, some final notes, Jordan. The title sequence, we didn't get a chance to talk about that. Yeah. It's kind of a 3D grid graphics thing, which is the closest they get to like video game stuff is this kind of 3D grid. But like so much electric guitar. It's just like nonstop squelching electric guitar. I'm just like, they're really attempting to be like, don't worry, it's exciting on this show, we promise. Yeah. And I did want to say, I'm going to say this one thing for the show, Jordan. There's one real idea, I think, here. I mean, other than the kind of the elevated, like, video game characters escape into the real world thing. And that idea is that, like, every henchman is an unflattering portrayal of someone in Gus's life, which I think is actually, there's a seed of something there. But because Gus is never interrogated, he never interrogates it. Yeah. There's never any, like, apology or understanding that
introspection.
He was cruel and introspection. What it is just like a person from his life gets an unflattering portrayal and he kills them.
You're right. Actually, you make a good point, because if it was something like there's a little bit of regret in there, like this thing he's made out of irritation or anger or a bad place in his life, and it's, you're right, very unflattering.
It's not fair. It's not a fair.
It's not fair. So it's unflattering to everyone. And now he's having it presented back at him. And he's, yes, he has to defeat these villains and stuff. But it's like, oh, I can't believe it's so embarrassing every time that I made this. And each episode, maybe he becomes a little bit better. And he learns a little bit something about himself. And that he should have been a little bit kinder to these people. And he should have been a little bit more generous with him, with his own personality. And it's like, but that's not what this is. You're right. It's the, you know what? We hate our mother-in-laws. Am I right? Isn't she cold? Next week, it's whatever. It's a I don't know what is annoying for you, but it's a human manifestation of traffic. That's like, I don't know. Well,
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my thought. I'm just like, if it was him and the mother-in-law teaming up, he would learn about how unfair he was. She might learn how she was viewed by other people, and like, that might be something. My follow-up note on that note was, but this show is the laziest nothing show ever. Yeah. So
that's our spec script writing for this. I'll say this: when I originally picked this, I was looking through stuff and I was like, hey, look at this video game show I've never heard of. And now that I look back at it now, there's something to be said. I'm sort of like your like misguided mother. I looked and I was like, you know who likes video games? Luke likes video games. I bet little Luke would like if I got him this TV show for, with a video game in it. He would like it, right? Like it's all got those little critters he likes in it and stuff. So here you go, Luke. You like this thing, right? And then I've given it to you, and it's just a plate of crap. And I'm just saying, my intentions were very good, but as soon as I started watching, honestly, we just started laughing, and we just looked, because I was like, I've just done such a horrible thing to Luke, and it was unintentional. I was trying to give. I was like, he doesn't want to watch those things I pick. I'm gonna pick something fun this time. Nope. My track record
Jordan,
stays the way it was.
Unimpeachable.
Yeah. It's just like I'm just a reverse Midas, you know?
I will say this though, Jordan. I never heard of the show, and I briefly just looked at the summary of the show when you picked it. I was like, cool, video games in the real world, like video game films. I was like, that's an interesting concept, actually. I can't wait to see what this is. I could never have guessed it would be this, though.
No.
Also. Like, who could have known?
It's so weird. Like, nothing works. Nothing works on the show.
Nothing. No one's trying to make anything work. They're just like, let's just get through the week.
Yeah. Yeah. And you feel bad for the actors because, like, they're doing what they got to do. But, man, is it bad.
Dude, I feel bad for the writers. They were clearly writing under duress. They're like, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Like, nobody was happy.
How did they get Christopher Lloyd?
Well, I mean, I think maybe that was just a paycheck. I mean, he must have been a good one, and like he was just like, sure, I'm available. I mean, he's doing good work. Like, he's the best part. He's just like mugging it up and chewing the scenery. But even you can tell he's just like, I don't know what's happening.
He's like, I'm drinking champagne again?
What is Christopher Lloyd, or not Christopher Lloyd, Leonard Nimoy doing here? That's what it's baffling.
I don't know. I'll have to look more into it.
All right, Jordan, what do you want to rate Kill Shot?
Well, as an apologist of this show, I'm going to give it 1.5.
1.5, great. As I said, I do enjoy when Christopher Lloyd pops up and just like mugs for the camera. 0.5.
Yeah, that's why I gave it 1.5.
And One Mean Mother.
I'm going to give this a slightly better score. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 10. For whatever reason, this episode, I liked it a little bit more, but I still hated it.
Yeah, I mean, this episode really cemented for me that our lead character is so unlikable, such a gross human being that I can't believe I have to spend time with him. 0.5.
There's something to be said about when we both just hate something.
I mean, part of me is like, should I just give it zeros? But it feels like I need to give it like something. Yeah, I feel like it exists, so it needs 0.5. I don't know why.
But like, just think about it. Someone pitched this. Someone said yes. They put money. They made it, and then they put it on TV and advertised it.
It's crazy.
And along the way, someone was like, "What are we doing? Are we insane? You can't put this on TV."
Truly, UPN. How did you survive this?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Amazing. And how many episodes did this thing do?
Oh man, it's a good question. I don't have those numbers in front of me. Like at least 12, I would say.
Oh
if
my
not
goodness,
24.
that's shocking.
I mean, we could probably do the math on it ran from September to January, but I'm not going to do the math. So
yeah. Anyways.
All right,
does
Jordan.
not bode well.
That wraps it up. So, listener, if you at home have had video games escape your television set and then menace your ex-wife, you can email us at continuumdrag@gmail.com. Maybe this is a true story based on your life.
Or you somehow watch this and remember this.
I mean, I imagine someone who remembers this. I will say the YouTube comments do have people being like, thanks for putting this online. But when you get to episode 2, dead. No comments anymore. Of course, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Blue Sky, we will have clips from the show so you can see what we're talking about, so you never have to come anywhere near this rancid show.
It's bad.
The handle is @ContinuumDrag on those social media platforms. And that wraps it up for now. Thank you for joining us, listener. And Jordan, I will see you on the next one.
I'll see you then.
Can't get enough Continuum Drag? Commission a bonus episode for charity.
Want us to watch an episode we missed after using the escape pod or during a best of run? No problem.
Is there an episode of a series we've never watched or a TV movie you want us to cover? You got it.
Wish we'd comment on your favorite movie, content, or other weird media? Sure, why not?
All you have to do is make a donation to one of the charities selected by past guests on our website.
We suggest a donation of $50 per television hour of content we're watching, but everyone's means are different, so give what you can.
Get all the details about bonus episodes for charity on our website, continuumdrag.podbean.com, or follow the links in our social media profiles.
Continuum Drag is recorded in Ontario, Canada, and Seoul, South Korea. Theme music by James Rick Seidler. Produced by Jordan Dullock and Luke Black. Special thanks to Aaron Hughes.